Welcome back, everybody, live at Pocono with Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, Dr. Dick Berggren. I'm Eli Gold. There are the Penske Cranifus cars. They are first and second. That's some other good scrambles. There comes Tony Stewart. Then Rudd and Earnhardt. Oh, Dale's starting to rumble now.
Yeah, but Rudd got by him this last lap just before we got back from break there, and Rudd's turned it up a notch, but Earnhardt is running very, very quick. I think right now they're just working up through traffic, following each other through there, because I do believe Ricky Rudd has something for him if he can get back up to the front.
Oh, Dale Earnhardt. At this point last year, Earnhardt had 348 fewer points than he has now. I mean, he has not a single race in which he has failed to finish this year. He has 6 top 5 finishes already this year versus 2 at this point a season ago. Consistency. We preach about it all the time as you watch that lead battle go off in turn 1, Wallace and Mayfield.
You're exactly right about Earnhardt. Every track we go to, I look to see who the money winner is at each racetrack, and it's always Dale Earnhardt. He's won $953,000 at this racetrack.
I believe it. And statistically, this has been far from his best racetrack. Over the years, if Dale Earnhardt doesn't win, he has not really had good finishes. There he is, just biding his time in 5th spot right now.
You know, if he does, and right now it looks like he is definitely a contender for the 8th championship.
Oh, yeah.
Would that be something? I mean, to win 1 Winston Cup championship is a great deed, but 8 times, that's just unheard of.
A lot of guys over the years have done some spectacular things. Cale with his 3 consecutive championships.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough. Look at Earnhardt now. 31 down to Bobby Labonte in the NASCAR Winston Cup point chase as of this second.
Eli, you know, about 5 or 6 years ago, that whole team was restructured, and they lost a lot of key people. And everybody said, well, what happened to Earnhardt? Has he quit driving? Is the team itself going away? No, they had to rebuild. Jeff Gordon's going through pretty much the same thing right now. And you just have to wait for these people to put everything in place and get everybody in the right spot.
Takes a while for the organization to kick in and so on. And it's all starting to come. Just joining us, we are 11 laps shy of halfway. There is Joe Nemechek. Now, as opposed to some folks who haven't done well at Pocono, Glenn, this is one of Nemechek's favorite racetracks. This stretch from Dover, Charlotte, Dover, here, he really looks forward to this stretch every single season.
Yeah, he does, Eli, and he normally runs really well here. He's got a big problem right now. He was running in the top 15 or 20 before that last pit stop. He was up there with Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, and that pack of cars. He is 37th now. He's way off the pace. They're talking. We hear them talking on the radio. They've got some kind of carburetor problem. They're talking about even having to go to the extremes of maybe changing the carburetor on the car. So big problems for Joe right now. That's too bad because he does drive this place very well. But we'll keep an eye on that. But it looks like they're going to have to make an unscheduled stop.
Joe has moved from 42nd to 24th in NASCAR Winston Cup points here in the last few weeks. And look now, though, from 10th to 37th position. But yeah, he's had top 5s here. He's finished 3rd here. I mean, he likes coming to this track, but the car's got to be working.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks ago at Dover, he made a pit stop under the green, and the caution came out 3 laps later, put him a lap down. He had a top 3 there, I think, if he'd have made pit stops with everyone else.
If you're just joining us, we have had 3 cautions today. One at lap 20, Wally Dallenbach hit the wall after being hit by Sterling Marlin. Lap 36, Michael Waltrip, after engine failure, stopped off the track, but too close for the race to continue, too close to the track. Had to put out a caution to remove Michael's car. Then there was a big old piece of metal that came out onto the racetrack. Bill Elliott ran over it. Bill was able to continue, but that was our 3rd caution. Only one driver in the garage. That's Michael Waltrip out with engine failure. Wally Dallenbach has returned, 35 laps down. Stacy Compton was in the garage with transmission problems. He's back 20 laps in arrears. We've seen Rusty Wallace and Jeremy Mayfield lead today. Mike Skinner and Tony Stewart. Those are the four fellas who have led intermittently this afternoon, as we are now 9 laps shy of halfway. A day behind schedule, but I'll tell you the resiliency of these fans. The folks have come, I would say, easily looking around the grandstand here, though the infield is off a bit. But in the grandstand, clearly 90-95% of the folks have come back.
Must be a lot of rich people in Pennsylvania. There's many people here today. I know around Charlotte and all, people work on Monday.
Except when there's a race in town.
You got it.
You know the rule. Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt. That is now Earnhardt leading Jarrett, 5th and 6th. You know, in the old days, when they had bias ply tires, they used to set up for turn 1. Many of the teams did, because it was the quickest, the highest speed turn. I remember when I was working out in turn 1 in radio, the cars would come through there and those tires would be squealing terribly. Now they set up for the other side of the racetrack.
Well, exactly, and the radial tire does not slip, where the old bias ply, you'd go down there. If you remember, the cars looked like they were always in a four-wheel drift.
I remember that.
Through the corners, and now they're basically straight through the corner. You don't slide them like you used to.
Back onto the main straightaway, you look from high above Pocono International Raceway. NASCAR first began racing in Pennsylvania in 1949. We're still at it in the year 2000.